Good morning. A bit lighter today, as you can see, mainly because it's my day off and I got up a little bit later to need my beauty sleep, as you can well see. Yeah, so Advent calendar day today. We're on number 9. Just clocking really, because it seems like 2 minutes ago I did number 8, and I might as well have done them all in one day. Actually, if I'd done them all in one day, I could buy another Advent calendar. Hey, that's a thought. But on a serious note, here we go. We're going to find number 9. Obviously, here I am on greens and blacks. And number 9, oh look, it nearly opened. And that is number 9. Well, that was quite clever, considering. And we got a flat one. Like a... I've got to be careful what colours I call these, because Grace doesn't always agree. I call it violet and a mauvey colour. Like a two-tone, and looks very pretty. I'm sure the chocolate looks very pretty as well. We will have a look. I wonder if it's two different colours. We've got a milk and a dark together. I wouldn't have thought so, but you never know. Oh, this one's broken. I'm going to send it back. Not happy about that. Look at that. Taste. Dark. Yeah. Very nice. No. They are quite posh chocolates, really. Yeah. Naturally love them. I was out in my lorry yesterday and I had to stop, and I saw some children's advent calendars, and I thought, if only I had my money with me, because I would have bought one, but I probably would have ate it in a day. But I keep seeing them about. You don't need to, you only need one. But the trouble is with me is, once I get into something, I'm not a chocolate person really, but when I get into something, I mean, little bits of chocolate like this at a time, I quite like. I think what they should do is a licorice all sorts one, or a wine gum one, where you can have all your different ones in the different boxes, like the little Basset in one, and one of the soft jelly ones in the next one, you know, the blue ones and the pink ones. I know it's a silly idea, and I know you're sure to be thinking, what an idiot, but I think it's a good idea, personally, because I'm into that. You know, it shouldn't always be chocolate. Actually, thinking about it, why are they chocolate? Do tell me at the bottom. Do tell us. What is it, chocolate, really? Do you know what? I don't really know. I've just always taken it as a child. Your Advent calendar has chocolate in. Why is it chocolate? Why can't it be something different? I know they do. You probably, obviously, I don't know if you've seen or not. I'll have to ask Grace. If not, I'll get her to show you my lorry. I've got a lorry with the little drawers on the side, so you could put sweets or whatever in. An Advent calendar.
Good morning. As Paul's already said, today is day 9 on our Advent calendars, and it is Sunday. Woohoo! And today is white. Oh, it's a caramel one. Oh, this is the first caramel one I've had, guys. Woo. So this is Paul's Advent calendar truck that he told you about. So as you can see, you've got all. Oh, I think it's stuck in on this side. So you've got all of the different days. So you've got 1 to 12 on this side. Then you've got, this is the front. And I know some of the ones come out on this side. And then you've got 13 to 24 on this side. So this is what they all look like. Quite deep drawers, so you could put whatever you liked in them, really. Then it's got Merry Christmas on the side and Merry Christmas on the lid. So it was super busy in Primark, or Primark, however you say it, and so I couldn't get the camera out because there was just so many people. I wouldn't want it to be knocked out of my hand, and I don't really like people getting in shot in case they don't like it. So I'll show you what I like to do when it comes to the presents. So I like to put everything into piles. I'm not going to show you those too much because it's people's presents, and into bags, so that I know who has what, so I can make sure everybody's got equal amounts and things like that. So that is how I lay everything out, really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be wrapping up presents and I will show you a little bit on the tripod of me wrapping some presents. So guys, this paper is from B&M. So we've got a couple of designs. I'll show you the children's ones after I've wrapped some of those. And this was £1 for 12 metres. So you do have to be organised, because that's the wrapping paper that they use up first, obviously, because it's such a good deal. I really like the design. It's a nice grown-up Christmassy design, so yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap presents with you, just so you can see how I wrap things, because I know that everybody wraps presents differently. Okay, so the first thing that I like to do is I will get the item. So the first thing you should always do when you've got a gift is to check that the price isn't left on it, which it is for this one. So I'm just going to take the price off. Now that the price is off, I can then lay it down, and when you lay it down, that's when you can work out how much paper you need. So you need a little bit to be overlapping, because that's where you're going to obviously have the join. So that's how I tend to do it. Now I'm usually a gliding person, but I don't think these scissors will do that, so I'm going to have to snip instead. But yeah, usually a glide person. Are you a glide or a cut person? I'd be very interested to know. Let's pop that back down there. So as I said, you need a join. So I like to have the join on top, because then it means that you have the flattest surface to actually put your sellotape on with. You don't want to use too much or too little sellotape. I know there are some people in our family that like to put so much sellotape on that it's a real mission to get it open. And then you've got other people that hardly put anything on. And then there you go. You're in your present in like 2 seconds. So I like to line everything up. So line up the designs as much as I can, and then put a sealing piece on it, and then that will stop all the paper moving around, and that way you can make it look nice and fancy without having to worry about that. Now usually if I had a table or something beside me, I will be cutting off various pieces time and time again, so I'll have 12 or 13 pieces lined up on the side. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're doing the presents if you've got a couple already there. So as you can see, this is an oblong present, so they're the easiest to wrap, if I'm honest. So there's two schools of thought. You can push the paper in, or you can fold it down, and I'll do one on each side. Not sure if you're going to actually be able to see from there, but for this one I will fold in the paper. So you're pushing the corner of the paper till you hit the box, then you fold down that triangle, and then you do the same with the other side. So try and show you like this. So you're pushing your hand in like that till you get to the box. So that's what I did on the inside, but I can do it a bit more carefully when I've got it over here. So you're pushing that through so that hits the box underneath. Now you always get one side that's easier to make neat than the other. So on this, for this particular time, is the top bit. So I then, like you can see here, I folded that down. I'm going to fold that in. So you're checking that all of your corners and everything are straight, because when this comes up, you can't see any of that stuff underneath. So that's quite easy and simple. Make sure, like I said, that everything is tight. Because when you push down that, when you push it down, you want to make sure it's all tight in and all neat. And then I just put, again, a bit like a holding one, just on the tip. And then I usually like to do one on each corner. Now I mentioned to you there's two ways of doing it, so I'll do it the other way with this one. And that is where you push the paper down. So you push it down like that, and then you create a point this way. You do need to really see it to be able to do it. So you're pulling that over. And then you're crossing the other one over like that. Tightening over the corners. And bringing it up that way. So two different ways to do a box there, as you can see. And you just do whichever one. Sometimes certain types of boxes fit one type of wrapping. Other times it'll be, the shape of the object will very much guide how you should be wrapping it, I'll be honest. Sometimes it's the end product that matters. So sometimes will be easier than others, and you'll end up being like wrapping it exactly the same way you always do, and then the next time you'll be wrapping something and you'll just have to go with it, and the end product will end up being nice anyway. So as you can see, both joins nice and neat, nice top. Now, to guide someone to knowing where to open their box, you can always put a label. So we got these labels that we bought again from B&M. So, and they were also £1 from B&M. Now I always like to open them from the seal if I can, which is on the side. If you tear it open at the top, sorry, I'll do it down here so you can see. If you tear it open at the top, then obviously you're going to have to sellotape it or do something like that if you don't use all of them. Whereas with this, it's got built-in sticky. So if you don't use them all, you just close it back up again afterwards, which I find easier. So looking at this, I think any of these would really go with it, but because it's an adult and I know her taste, I think she would like the We Wish You Merry Christmas one best. So I'll take one of those from the corner. Might be easier to take it out for you guys. And just set it aside. So they're stuck on, which I didn't realise, which is even better. They've got these little cubes, so that means it's going to be more of a 3D effect, which is even better than I thought. So you can have a look at your present and you can see some people like to put them square in the middle, some people on the bottom left, some people top right. I usually like the middle just because it's right in the middle of the present. I like symmetry, and there you go. So that is the present with the tag ready for me to write their name in it. It's that time of day again, guys. So take off the 15 days till Christmas. Woohoo!